Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on overcoming retroactive jealousy. My name is Matt, and in today's video we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can stop your compulsions. And remember, retroactive jealousy is a form of OCD. So essentially you need to compulse. You feel the need to compulse to get rid of these bad feelings that are coming over you. And so the problem is compulsing is actually what causes retroactive jealousy to become worse. That's, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. You obsess over something, you have to go compulse, do something to make you feel better. However, when you go and compulse and you do that, it actually makes things much worse for you. So the only way to really get over any type of OCD, including retroactive jealousy, is to not compulse. Is to allow the thought to enter into your mind and allow the emotion to take over you, but don't do anything at all. And to some, that's really scary because our bodies are almost wired to, when we're not feeling good, we need to go do something immediately to make ourselves feel good again. You know, when you are hungry, you get the feeling of hunger, you need to go eat as soon as possible so you can, not feel hungry anymore. If you have to go to the bathroom, you feel uncomfortable, so you go to the bathroom to not feel like that anymore. When you're tired, you go to sleep so you don't feel like that anymore. So we're kind of wired this way. But when it comes to things like OCD, things like retroactive jealousy, it works against us. We don't want to do those things to calm the pain. We want to feel the pain. We need it to take over a little bit, but not explore the thought, because that's going to let our brain know that there's nothing to fear. Again, your brain is sending signals to your body that you're at risk you're in danger. It's the same signals it sends to your body if you were standing on the edge of a cliff and you're going to leap off and die. Or if you're locked in a cage with a big lion and your life is on the line because the lion's super hungry and you look delicious. Okay, your brain is sending the same signals as if you're in that situation. However, it's sending these signals when nothing's actually happening in front of you. It's just a thought. So again, that's why we talk about this. We need to train our brain and let it know that, look, brain, relax. There's nothing dangerous about this. It's okay. And when you get to that point, when you have taught your brain that, hey, nothing's wrong here, those emotions, the anxiety, the pain is going to subside. It's not going to be there anymore. So you can still think the same retroactive jealousy thought, that intrusive thought that didn't make you feel good before. You can now think that thought and feel absolutely nothing. And when you don't feel anything from the thought, it doesn't bother you anymore. It doesn't distract you. So that thought might come into your mind 1,000,000 times a day still, but you have no attachment to it. So it just comes and goes, comes and goes. And so the key to that is not compulsing, not trying to mask the pain when it comes in. So these are 3 kind of ways that you can do so, or ideas that, if you're just kind of starting out a little bit, what you can dive into and try it for yourself and see if it works. So for number 1, if you are going to compulse or find a compulsion, in this case, if it's ask your significant other questions, or if it's explore the thought even deeper, which is usually the most common one, or go on Facebook and look at photos, whatever it is, postpone it. So the idea of postponing it is you don't do it right away. You tell yourself, okay, I can do this. I'll explore this thought, but I'm going to explore it later. Or I'll go on Facebook and look at these photos, but I'm going to do it later. If you postpone it and tell yourself, sure, you can compulse, but not right now, you'll find that later you're not even going to want to do that stuff anymore. So that's kind of the hidden trick and key. And if you do still want to do it later, then okay, do it. But at least you've given yourself time, you've given yourself a little bit, postpone it to really feel the emotion, and you start showing your brain that there's no danger in this immediate moment. But I challenge you to continue to do this. If it's something that's hard for you to get over, these little rituals and compulsions and things like that, is to just space it out. Say, I really want to do this right now. I really want to explore this thought. I really want to ask my significant other a question about this. And say, okay, I can do it, but I can't do it until 3 hours from now, 4 hours from now. And when you get to that 3-4 hour mark, see how you feel about it. Again, chances are you're probably not going to want to do it. But if you do still need to do it or still feel the need to do it, okay, at that point you've waited that time, you're allowing the process to work. go ahead and compulse. But again, the next time you do it, try to space it out even more. I'm not going to compulse for 5 hours. I'm not going to compulse for 7 hours. I'll compulse, but not till the next day. And you'll start seeing that grow, that space in between, and pretty soon you're not going to feel the need to compulse. You're not going to feel that anxious response anymore to the thoughts, and easily they'll start, kind of melting away. So number 1, postpone your compulsions. Number 2, it's kind of like number 1 in a way, but number 2 is to act slowly. So again, the idea is when the thought arises and you feel the need to compulse and explore the thought, usually we automatically just start doing it. We don't think twice, we just automatically start doing it. Instead, stop yourself and kind of put the situation into slow motion. Almost like you're kind of watching just a slow motion video as a third party person, whatever. Just put it into slow motion and just kind of talk to yourself, okay, I thought this thought, now what's the next logical step? Okay, so I feel the need that I need to compulse and explore this thought. Is this a good idea? No. Okay, so I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. So kind of break it up and slow it down and really think about what's happening. Again, you're not going to be able to do this every single time, especially if you're, a hard sufferer like I was. It's very hard to do it every single time. But if you can just do it a couple times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times, 5 times a day, like, even if you have compulsions 100 times a day, but 5 of those 100 times you actually put in the steps, slow things down so you really break it up, your brain is smart and it's going to catch on to these things. It's going to catch on to the little breaks that you have in your compulsions, and you'll start, getting used to it and used to it and used to it. It's like meditation. It only takes about 10 minutes of meditation a day for your brain your nervous system to calm and ease down. You're awake for 12, 18 hours of the day. So you might be stressing out all those other hours, but it only takes 10 minutes of practice of meditation to calm your whole nervous system. So that's kind of the idea with this. Even if you only slow things down or postpone your compulsions for a few times out of the day, it's going to help you extremely in the long run. So again, slow things down for yourself and try that and see if you can, break it up, kind of do a play-by-play in your head of what the next steps are, and I bet it'll help you out a lot. All right, and number 3, the final one, is to add a consequence. So add a consequence to yourself, punish yourself if you do compulse. So I'm not saying like take a whip and, lash yourself in the back or anything if you compulse, but little things, whatever you can think of, minor punishments. If I compulse here, I have to get down and do 25 push-ups and I can't get up until I do it again. If I compulse here, I have to go and take a 3-minute freezing cold shower. Things like that. If I compulse here, then I need to spend the next hour and clean the house. Something that you really don't want to do, whatever it is. Add that as a consequence. Maybe you every night you have a dessert or something, or a nice meal for dinner. But if you compulse, you can't have that. Really set yourself up and hold yourself accountable here, because you'll find yourself, acting within that and getting behind yourself for this, cheering yourself on, understanding that this is the process. Not compulsing means to cure your retroactive jealousy. Not giving into the thought means to cure your retroactive jealousy. So there's consequences when you go against what you need to do. And if you really follow that and really guys, do this, like make a consequence and make the consequence not feel good. Make it feel even worse. Like I said, cold showers, people don't like to do that, but have that be, if I compulse, if I explore this thought, I got to hop in a freezing cold shower. I got to give myself an ice bath. I've got to, who knows, if it's snowing outside, go outside with my clothes off and make a snow angel. Things like that. Hold yourself accountable and you'll find yourself not compulsing, because you're not going to want to do those other things. And again, the more you stop compulsing, the quicker you're going to get over retroactive jealousy. Again, these are just, little exercises you can do. If I had to add a 4th one to this, it's just stop altogether. Just stop the rituals altogether. Stop the compulsions altogether. Refocus on what you need to do. When the thought comes up, say, this is not worth exploring right now. You're going to feel crappy. It's going to feel horrible. But then refocus. A minute later, another thought comes up. Just say, I'm not going to, give you the attention right now. I'm doing something else, and refocus. and again and again and again and again and again. You know, just over and over and over, Groundhog's Day, over and over and over and over again, until your retroactive jealousy is done. So again, don't compulse. That's the whole key. So let's kind of recap again what we talked about. Either number one, postpone the compulsion. Say, I can compulse, but it's not going to be for about 3 hours from now. It's not going to be until tonight I can compulse. And once that time goes around, see if you really need to do it. Number two is just slow everything down. Your mind tends to just do things step by step without even thinking. It's going to want to explore the thought. But slow things down and do kind of a play-by-play, slow motion in your head of, I've thought this thought. It doesn't make me feel good. What's the next step that I need to do that I know I need to do? And hopefully that is to not compulse and to refocus and to say a phrase to yourself to let your brain know that I'm in no danger and there's no use in exploring this thought. And of course, the last and final one would just be to add a consequence to it. So whatever that may be, something you don't like to do, something that makes you feel even more uncomfortable, whatever the case is. But if I compulse, I have to do this. If I compulse, then I can't have ice cream tonight. If I compulse, then I have to go outside and run 2 miles in the rain. Anything like that, anything that can get you behind yourself and cheer yourself on to not give in to the compulsions. So hopefully that helps everyone out there with their retroactive jealousy, their OCD, anything like that, to avoid the compulsions, feel the emotion, and overcome this once and for all. So again, to everybody out there, if you want more videos, please subscribe below. More than happy, I'm going to try to post more and more weekly because I know it's been super beneficial to a lot of people, and that makes me so happy to see that. I'll leave the link below too for the RJ community on Facebook. We're trying to get to 100 members, so please add yourself to that and you can explore that. And of course, the Retroactive Jealousy course, if you want some one-on-one time, more with me, more direct, more videos, things like that. It's usually about $14, and that'll be down there below too. So again, no compulsions, delay them if you can, or just stop them altogether. And that's the key to getting over retroactive jealousy. Take care. See you in the next video.